Take 5.
Right.
Take 7.
Okay.
All right, we got this.
We got
right?
it. All right. Hey, welcome back to Chaplain Chat. This is my mom, April. I'm Wesley. I'm her son. And we're going to be talking about her 10 favorite things. Number 1.
10 of my favorite things. No. You can't go to number 1 first. You start with number 10.
No,
See,
I'm saying the first
reversed.
thing is what I'm saying. I'm not saying number 1. I'm not saying like the number 1 answer. I'm saying the first thing.
I listed them in order.
Oh, you listed them in order
yeah,
of greatest?
So go from the
I didn't know that.
From the bottom,
I didn't know that.
They got reversed.
Okay, so number 10 is crochet. I thought that was going to be harder on the list, or higher on the list. So what got you into crochet? Why do you like it so much?
That's what you needed to ask me. My grandmother taught me to crochet.
Mm-hmm.
Grandma Inga.
I remember Grandma Inga.
She was full-blooded German. She still had a German accent.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I used to go visit her a lot. Kind of like how I visit Cheryl now, who's an older lady. I used to visit my grandmother when I was in college by myself. She lived like down in the Lawton area, so that's the only family member I had here.
Okay.
So I'd go visit her, and she crocheted, and she taught me how to crochet. But she would crochet like the real small stuff, like real thin thread and doilies and stuff like that. I never did that. Mine was more like the thicker yarns.
Okay, so she's your inspiration.
Yeah, but she taught me.
That's great.
And so one of my first jobs in college was at a reservation center for like cars.
Mm-hmm.
We would make the reservations. I was at the international desk.
Oh wow, the international desk.
No, and the international department at the Latin desk.
Oh, the Latin desk.
Yes, and everybody there crocheted. It was so weird.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
We had Asian girls. We had all these different ethnicities there because we had all the different languages.
So how long have you been crocheting?
So we had a French guy. We had girls that spoke like Japanese and Chinese, and they all crocheted. So we'd all sit there and crochet. It was so strange.
That's
like
cool. So
we would just wait for the calls to come in.
Mm-hmm.
And since we were at all different languages, we didn't have calls constantly. They would just trickle in. So we had like the best job. We would just sit and crochet the whole time.
So how long have you been doing this?
Well, it was in the 90s that she taught me. So 30 years.
30 years.
But I went long stretches where I didn't do it at all.
Right.
Like about 5-6 years ago when we moved here, I made blankets for everybody.
I remember that.
For Christmas.
I remember that.
That was the last time I crocheted until I picked it back up recently when I found amigurumi, which you're going to show.
Yes, so amigurumi is sort of like origami with thread. It's the Japanese art of crocheting, and this is one of the minis.
Little plushies.
She's made their little plushies of animals and creatures and stuff, and
yes.
So she has chosen to do cats, and they're very, very adorable. We have a bigger one here.
That's called a loaf cat.
This is a loaf cat. It's very refined. I like the white on the tail and the face and everything. How long does it take to make one of these?
I made the ears bigger on this one, so they're a little different. About an hour or so.
An hour only for this.
Yeah.
That's
And these
skill.
the little minis, and I have different colors. I've made blue and all kinds of colors. These only take like 30 minutes
and
to make.
She's very experimental with it. Here's a penguin.
Yeah.
That I love.
That's Wesley's favorite.
This is my favorite animal.
So I made him a penguin. That's the only penguin I've made.
It is so silly.
Look how cute it is.
Look at that.
It's adorable.
Look at that. I mean, it's amazing. And the thread here, as you can see the difference, this is very chunky, very loose. This is extremely tight stitches here.
This is really soft.
Very tight stitches. And this is more rough, and I like it very much. And then she's also done some bears.
So that's called a sweater teddy.
Sweater teddy.
So
you can see by the sweater and the teddy.
Yeah. Isn't it cute?
It's very adorable.
And I've made different colors of variations of them.
Right.
I made like a lighter brown with different color sweater.
And this is my favorite color scheme.
Yeah.
It's the brown and green.
So I made that specifically for you.
Right.
And I made one dog. I made that for Christy, sent it to her. And I made some bunnies that were really, really cool. I gave those to my nieces.
So, next up on the list, we have...
Oh, and this hat.
Oh yeah, totally forgot about this. She's been crocheting
I've
hats
been
for
making
everybody.
hats. Yes.
I've been wearing this every day for the past year, and might be my favorite thing right now. It's extremely warm, and it folds on the sides, so it's actually kind of noise canceling. If I press in my hands, I can't hear anything except my own voice.
I can't get him to take that hat off.
No.
I can't see his hair anymore.
I love it.
And then Michael, he's been sleeping with his on.
Yeah, he's been sleeping
He
with
wanted
his
a
on.
blue one. I made him a blue one.
Yeah. So.
And they're nice because they're thicker yarn than the hats you buy in the store, so they really do keep you warm.
Yeah, they're a lot more comfortable because they're not super tight on your head, and they're not super thin either, so they're not going to slide off. You know, they're secure. Yeah. So next up on the list is Hallmark movies.
Oh gosh.
So who's the one that has shown you Hallmark movies and got you started on it?
I think it was my ex-mother-in-law.
Or was it really?
Yeah, your grandma, Marilyn.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't really know. Well, my mom never really had cable.
Interesting.
So I think it was Marilyn. And then I really kind of got hooked on them because I'm not going to watch anything like raunchy or anything like I
yeah, and everything's raunchy.
I do not have HBO or any of those channels. I can't watch that stuff.
Right.
So the reason I got hooked on them is because they're PG and it's something I always know is going to be okay to watch.
Okay.
Now there's a lot of them that are really cheesy or, corny. And then there's a lot of other channels. There's like Lifetime and what is the other one? Great American Channel? Something like that. But some of them, so I just record a ton of them, and then my favorite button on the remote is the fast forward button. So if it's really bad, I just fast forward through it. Sometimes you and I, like if you're doing homework and you watch them with me,
we do that,
and it's bad, then we just comment on all the bad things in the movie. It's really funny.
I always believe that a movie that is bad can be so bad that it's good, where it gets very enjoyable to watch because you can just clown on it. I mean, there's so many things. They don't have the music right. The outfits are insanely terrible.
We'll just be laughing at things, or the thing is they're very predictable.
Extremely.
So I already know. I'm like, I could write one of these scripts, right? Because I think last time we were watching, I'm like, they were in a coffee shop. I'm like, okay, let me guess. She bumps in to the main love character, right? And spills coffee on him. What did I tell you?
Yeah.
5 minutes later, she literally spills coffee on him. It's so funny.
Anytime that
we were howling, laughing.
You have a detective that's known for going and solving murders, and then anytime they have a hunch, it is the craziest thing in the world for anybody to conceive that this could be a thought. Well, what do you know about solving crime? We need to stick to the book, and it's like. It's very, very predictable.
And then there's always these ones where she's not a detective, but she used to be a criminologist or something.
Yeah, she's like a barista, and some guy
sees all the dead bodies in the whole town, and then she always has like some sort of clue or something, and has to go and tell.
Well, yeah, and then the whole movie there's a murderer on the loose, and then they get a call, and it's like somebody's dead, and they're like, "What? Somebody died? Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, because there's Hallmark movies and mysteries, and then there's Hallmark something else. There's like 3 channels. Yeah. So,
well, on the topic of that, I feel like they are movies, but they have a sort of fluid story. It's one character going, and it almost feels like a show. You have a favorite show, right? That we watch sometimes,
Yeah.
We do. We watch Frasier a lot, don't we?
Oh, yeah, Frasier. That's my favorite. Now, why didn't I put that on the list?
Well, that's why I'm bringing it up, Frasier, I think I really like it because of the British wit. They're
it's
extremely intelligent.
Witty.
It is such an intelligent
and funny.
show.
And now I get to watch it with you.
I know. And I love
laugh.
that.
It's awesome.
And that is one of my favorite shows of all time. And she has shown that to me. Who got you into Frasier? How did you find that show?
Oh, gosh. Well... Back in the day, gosh, my mind is like all over the place. But like before your dad and I had kids, we lived in Orlando, Florida for like a year.
What? I didn't know that.
What? You didn't know this?
I had no idea.
See, this is why we have to do these things.
I had no idea.
You don't know these things. yes, you did.
No, I didn't know you lived in Florida. I would definitely remember that. I 100% would remember that.
He worked for the owner of Charisma magazine, which is a huge Christian. He was his personal assistant.
Okay, that's
and our
that's
friends,
crazy.
there was
Okay.
like 2 other couples, and they worked for him, and we all, that's how I know that actress that lives in California now.
Oh, that's how you know her?
Yeah, because they also worked there, and they ended up moving.
Okay.
Anyway, she worked for Disney in
Excuse me.
Orlando. Her husband worked for Charisma, and all 3, and then Marty, Graham. I don't know if you remember Graham, but Marty and Kari. Anyway, so they worked there. So, so we would always go to downtown Disney and stuff. What was I talking about?
Frasier.
Oh, Frasier.
How did you get onto
yes,
that? You were
so
living in Orlando.
I worked for a church there in Winter Park, which is a really neat area.
No idea where that is, by the way.
Winter Park, Florida. And the people there that I was around, the pastors and stuff, they watched it. And at first I didn't like it. And I was like, what? And then kind of after all of that, I kind of caught on to it. And I'm watching it ever since. And I mean, I can watch... It's all reruns because it ended in like the early 2000s.
It is, which it did not have to end. They did that because of the budget, and I hate whenever they do that. Every single cast member on the show said that they would have done another season.
It's the best show ever.
It's very good.
And
it's extremely well done.
I can only watch it at night, though. I can't watch it during the day or in the morning.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's just a nighttime thing.
It's a nighttime thing. It's a comfort show.
It's a comfort show. Yeah. It feels like a family member when I'm watching. I know that sounds so stupid.
That's not stupid. That's not stupid. That's you enjoying an art form, and that's very special.
I can watch the same episodes over and over again, and
and
enjoy it.
You were forced to do that. Let's talk about that. Whenever you're just sitting in your room at night, you're about to go into work in the morning. It's like 11:45 at night. You're having to watch a rerun. How nice is it that you're able to go through all of the episodes at once now? That we have
because now they're on Prime.
Now they're on Prime. Yes. Shout out Prime. Thank you.
So the weird thing is they were on Hallmark for a while, so I had them recorded.
Which is nice.
It was the same season. Yeah. And it was like the same. I was recording. It was like the same. Oh my gosh! I already watched this like 5 times.
Right.
And now they've gone off of Hallmark onto Prime, and you can watch all. I used to have all the DVDs.
Right.
But when we moved here, I don't know. It was one of the things we got rid of.
So what's your favorite thing about Frasier? About the show?
I love it's a family, and each character has their quirks and things, and they all love each other despite their differences and their quirks.
Yeah.
And just kind of cherish one another. I'm a family type.
That's
family type person. And I love, like, when we first moved here, we had all of my family around, and that's what drew me here, really. Yeah. We had all those family get-togethers and stuff, and now everyone's kind of left, and we don't have that as much. We have it with us, you know.
That's right.
We've kind of recreated it a little bit, but it's not like it was, so.
Well, your family really traveled away, and at that point in your life, I feel like you did some traveling as well. What's your favorite place you've ever traveled to? You've ever been to? Okay,
well, I have 2.
You have 2. Okay.
So one is the Arenal volcano in Costa Rica.
Oh, wow.
It is so beautiful.
It's an active volcano?
No, I think it's dormant.
It's dormant? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you can still go up there and witness the lava, but it's not actually going to.
No, I don't know if I've never been up it.
Oh, okay.
It's just so beautiful just to look at. Like, if I can put a little photo on there. But the really cool thing is the thermal waters that you can go to around.
Oh, there's hot springs over there?
Yes, and you went when we took you guys to Costa Rica when you were little. We went, or I don't know if you went there or if I went there. I went there with my dad and Cindy.
I was like 3, so I have no idea.
It was the most ethereal place.
I bet.
Because it's like a rainforest area, and you have the hot streams and all the steam coming off, and you're in like this foliage. I mean, I can't even describe it. It's so amazing.
Wow.
Just sitting there in the thermal waters, and they're just flowing, and there's like steam, and you're like in this foliage. I don't know. And then so there's like different places that you can go there, and pay to get in, and you can go do different
If
things.
you could describe that experience in one word, what would it be?
I would just say ethereal.
Ethereal?
Yeah.
That's a good choice.
But my favorite place I've been, now I'm sure there's lots of other places that are amazing that I have not been to. These are just ones I've been to.
Right.
Is the place at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Israel, where there's the marble slab there. I talked about this in another video. It's the place that they laid Christ's body after he came off of the cross. They laid him there.
Wow.
There's a marble slab there, and people come and they take their scarves off and they just do this. It's like they want to get some of that power. Like you can really feel it, or at least I could. It was like, wow, like it's a holy place. And when Cheryl and I went, we went to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre every single day. We went there.
Wow, every day.
We were there like 10 days.
Wow.
Well, maybe not every day, but that's where we went the most. We went there the most times. We just kept going, well, let's go to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, let's go. But there's a lot of other things in there, like that you go into the church, there's a tomb, they call it the tomb where Jesus was laid. There's a line wrapped around there to get in there, to just go through there. And I took plushies and stuff from each one of you kids when I went, and took those with me.
I do remember that.
So they touched the stone and they were in the tomb.
Wow.
And
That's
then
so cool.
there's other things in that church. Like it goes way down. Like it steps down and there's another thing and there's another thing. There's so much history in there I couldn't even tell you.
Wow.
There's so many little nooks and crannies in there. Yeah, but that is my favorite, the most powerful, I think, place I've ever been.
Well, I mean, obviously you're a very spiritual person. You have a lot of, emotions, and you have a lot of love to give. And we actually have some animals in the house. We were on the topic of going back to the crochet cats. One of your favorite things is having the cats be on you and purring.
Yes.
Purring on you. So describe that to me. What is that? Why is that so special to you?
I had one other thing to say about the Church of the Holy Sepulchre.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Is that one of the saints' mothers, I think it was Saint Helena, researched all of these places back in the day. She researched, and I want to do like a video on this. She researched it and found out that that's the spot, and found all these holy spots. So it's been like verified. Anyway. So Topaz, our cat, our orange tabby, these cats, we got them for the kids. We didn't get them for me, right? I was like, I don't know if I want a cat. I don't know if I want an animal at all because I didn't have to take care of it and blah, blah. Well, this cat imprinted on me since it was little.
That's right.
Safi, I had to bottle feed her because she was abandoned cat and we had to bottle feed her and all this. So I bonded with her too, but she doesn't like people touching her and stuff.
Yeah.
Topaz is more of a touchy cat, feely cat, and he loves to just be petted and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like his person, so he comes and finds me and will lay on my lap or my legs, whatever he can do. And I love it when he's purring. And I've been told that purring is like a healing frequency.
Yeah, it can lower your blood pressure, your cortisol, can slow your heart rate down, and it releases a chemical called oxytocin in your brain that allows you to become more relaxed. So
yeah,
scientifically proven to calm you down. Yeah,
pets can really lower your blood pressure and everything because it feels like a family member that's just there with you, And they know when you're sad and when you're in pain and stuff like that.
Well, animals can feel those types of things. I even had a bird at my dad's house whenever I was living there. I had a bird and he could recognize that type of stuff. If you're crying, he'd laugh on purpose to try and cheer you up. He'd make a laughing noise. And one time I was watching a movie. This guy was on a horse. He's riding the horse and he looks behind him, and when he looks back, tree branch smacks him in the head and he falls off, Then the bird goes, "Are you okay?"
Okay.
Actually out loud goes, "Are you okay? You okay?" And I was like, what? How does he know that inflicts pain, So, creatures like that are very, very insightful. So
what's next?
Something else that we have here you have a lot of hobbies. You crochet. We've sold things on eBay for a while, which was very nice. You've made candles before, but you also collect glass.
I was a huge scrapbooker.
Huge scrapbooker. And on that topic, you
let's
collected these nativity.
This is
glass nativity Fenton sets.
This is a 2-for-1. This is a twofer.
A twofer.
Yeah, because I love nativity sets, and I also love glass. So this is a Fenton glass first edition nativity set.
First edition.
This doesn't really go with, it kind of goes with it because it's an angel. And I couldn't find the other Magi. I just pulled these out.
That's all right.
This one arrived chipped. I was pretty upset. I didn't really say anything to them, but it's a first edition Fenton nativity set. So I love glass, and that's one of the things I've connected on with one of my other friends. She knows glass way better than I do, and she would tell me, she just knows like where it's from, who made it, and what's good and all that. But this is a very desirable nativity set. Look at little baby Jesus here. So this is Fenton glass.
A Fenton glass.
Yeah, and I have a lot of Fenton, different things, but this is like my favorite.
Well, every year at Christmas, especially when I was younger, we would always set out the nativity. I remember doing that every year. It'd be like, time to get out the nativity set, and we'd have 3 different sets,
Yeah,
one on the counter, one in the living room, one in front of the door.
Yeah, I love nativity sets. And I had this other one that was like really large. I got it from one of those catalog things.
Yeah.
And I've had it in this house. You must be tired. I
don't know
stop
why.
Yawning.
It's because the coffee I had earlier, I think it's now wearing off, and I'm like crashing right now.
But that nativity was one of my favorites, and it's lost. I don't know. I've looked in the attic. I don't know what we did with it, but I know I had it here. I have pictures of us having it out here.
Yeah, you had a porcelain one.
It was porcelain.
That's
it was
the one.
Beautiful.
I remember that. Yeah.
It's gone.
Oh.
I don't know where it is.
That sucks.
But I have my Fenton one. This is not going to ever be lost.
So this is your favorite then?
Yeah, because it's Fenton.
Yeah. It's very beautiful glass. If we could get like a close-up.
And they're very heavy.
Maybe Mary here. It's very, very well done.
But there's also, this is only part of it. There's animals. There's a bunch more stuff you can buy. But this is what I found when I looked for it a few years ago.
So you said you read about this in a catalog when you found it? It was
your favorite? The other one.
Oh, the other one.
Was a catalog. This is Fenton. This I got on eBay.
Well, I also know that you have a favorite book here to talk about. You've done a lot of reading, and I've heard about this. I've never read this book before, and I'm not really sure what it's about, but I know it's a very, very good one. This is The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne. And all of the insides of the pages are all red. Sorry, this is sticking out because I bent it, but it is a very beautiful book. Tell me a little bit about this book and why it sticks out to you.
It's kind of a weird book to have as your favorite, but it's because I grew up in the ministry. My parents were missionaries and pastors. And there's a lot of people that won't go to church because of the hypocrisy. And there is a lot of hypocrisy in the church. And some people, they call it, legalistic. Some people are very legalistic. So I always tell people there's different types of Christians. You can't bundle them all, stick them all in the same box.
Totally.
There's Christians that are legalistic. There's Christians that are this, that. There's evangelicals, And so personally, I think there's a lot of this is the legalistic Christianity in here whenever this is a very racy book. These people have an affair, but the guy was a minister. And so no one knows that she has to wear the scarlet A for adulteress on her shirt. So everybody knows that she was the adulteress. But he hides the fact that he was the father of the child that she's carrying, and he was a minister in a church.
Wow.
So to me, that's That's part of the hypocrisy and the legalism that can be in the church, and what we shouldn't do. Because if you make a mistake, why don't you own it? Own it, own up to it, ask for forgiveness, but hiding it and then making the other person pay. Mm-mm.
And I think it's very important to make a distinction between the actions of a church or a systematic group, make a distinction between them and the ideas and beliefs of the religion or the theology. Separating the ideas from the people is very important, because you can't control what other people do with your belief, but you can control what is inside of your belief and what you actually want that to include. So that's very important.
So someone said not going to church because of the hypocrites is like not going to the gym because of fat people.
Oh, wow.
And that's how I view it. Yes, there may be hypocrites, but that doesn't make God not real, and that doesn't make his word not real, and
Sure.
that doesn't make Christianity not true and real.
Sure.
Because there's always going to be people that are liars and manipulators in anything.
Yeah.
But that doesn't negate that there's a real God.
Yeah. Well, another thing that has a bit of a religious topic that I actually very much enjoy. I love movies. I love film. Music is my favorite, but I love movies. I mean, I watch them all the time with my Uncle Michael. And
my brother.
My mom's favorite movie is The End of the Sixth Happiness. 100% recommend this movie. It's very well done. The story is extremely powerful. It's about a missionary who goes to China, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who ends up teaching Chinese children about God and has to lead them through a war. And it's very, very, very powerful. So tell me a little bit about how this ties into your life and why you really like this movie. Because I know why, but I want them to know why.
Well, my dad is the one that introduced me to this movie.
Yeah.
And I went to visit him one day, and he's like, I have this movie I want you to watch with me. And I was like, oh, here we go, an old movie, oh boy, blah. So, of course, to humor him, I'm like, sure, yeah, So we sit down, we watch it, and it's starting to be good,
Yeah.
And I'm like getting enthralled in this movie. I'm like, I never heard of this. This is Ingrid Bergman, so, I mean, it's really long. So you need like a whole evening. It's like 2.5 hours.
It is a longer movie, but...
And so we're sitting there watching it, and I'm like, this is actually good. I couldn't believe it. And then before I know it, my dad's crying, I'm crying, we're both crying. And it has become my favorite, it has been my favorite movie ever since. And it's because I really identify with the main character, because she is a woman who is told no, that she can't do this. She's not qualified to do it. And the number one thing that I tell women or anybody that wants to listen to my little soapbox, right, is that the reason women can do these things that men say they can't is because we can hear directly from God ourselves. If we couldn't hear directly from God ourselves, and we were told somewhere in the Bible that we had to only hear God through a man or through, a priest or something, but that's not true, or at least that's Protestantism. And she was told she was not qualified. So God can use you whether you're qualified, not qualified. All you have to do is answer the call. So I believe everybody has a call. And because people are like, why am I not called? I want a calling. It's like, we all have a calling. You have to answer the call. How am I chosen? You're chosen when you answer the call. And she answered the call, and God used her in a powerful way. And this is actually based on a true story.
I did not know that.
I was going to grab the book.
I have no idea.
I'm going to pause it real quick so I can grab the book.
I mean, yeah, I can.
Okay, found it. So her name was Gladys Aylward. This is a little book. She was a real missionary to China, and it's a real story. Now, some of it's not real, like the love story in it. That's like the best part of the movie.
That is like a really good part of the movie.
And you know why it's so good? Because it's pure.
Yeah,
It's a pure love story.
that's true.
If you watch a lot of movies today, they connect on the physical or whatever.
Yeah.
But this is a true and lasting pure love story. So I don't know if the love story part is real, but I know that most of the story is real. So it says, nothing is impossible with God. The story of the little woman proves it. Reading the true life story of Gladys Aylward, who by faith trusted God to provide for all of her needs with less than $10 in her pocket, but armed with enormous faith, she courageously answered God's call to become a missionary in China. Witnessed the way God empowered her to overcome tremendous obstacles to fulfill his plan for her life. She based her entire life on trusting God's promise. Be ye not afraid of them. I am your God. So, not to give away what happens in the movie, but the children from the movie, there's descendants of those children now that remember the story of how she got them out during war. So it's really cool.
It's a very powerful story, and I think it resonates with you because your parents are missionaries.
Mm-hmm.
And they felt a calling to go down to Costa Rica and build a church there. Am I right?
Well, we were in Mexico first.
Okay.
For a long time. We lived in Guadalajara for 6 months.
Wow.
You didn't know that either?
Guadalajara.
You don't know a lot of stuff about your dear old mom.
No, I don't know anything.
Yeah, because they were in language school there for 6 months. So Guadalajara is beautiful.
I've heard it's a dangerous place, though.
Not when we were there.
Interesting.
I don't think so. Guadalajara's, I don't know. Don't ask me. But I don't know. I haven't kept up with it. But yeah, so we lived in Brownsville, Texas, which is right near the Mexican border there. Mm-hmm. We used to go to Matamoros all the time and go back and forth.
Just go back and forth through the border to Mexico.
Parents, yeah, they liked like some of the Mexican food and stuff, and like the cajeta, Mexican caramel. Oh my gosh, there's nothing like it. In fact, why don't I have some right now?
Yeah, right?
I need to go to Feria Latina and get some.
No, that's crazy. I mean, imagine your parents just coming in the room being like, you guys want to go to Mexico today? Like, that's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah, and then like we went to like the mountains, very remote mountains in Mexico somewhere. I don't even know where, but way up to a village. I have some pictures of that. Like the picture from my master's, where I did my thesis on that, is called Global Nomads. It's about how missionary kids are third culture kids, and it's called Global Nomads. On there's a picture of me, Michael, and Christy on a donkey in that village when we Wow. If I could find that, I would show it, but God only knows where the heck that is.
That's extremely interesting.
Well, hold on. Stop it for real quick. Now, let me find
Here,
I think it's down here.
The camera was not level, so let me get it level. Oh, there we go.
I think it's in here. It's my master's.
That's perfect. And let me move this.
Wow, I wasn't trying to do all this today, but here it is. This is my master's thesis. It's called Global Nomads. Here, let's see if we can get that up close.
I got it.
That's the photo of me, Michael, and Christy. This is before my younger sisters were born, so it was just the three of us. And I always kid with Michael because he's the oldest, but he gave his spot up to me, because look who's first here, and then Christy and Michael on the back. So, but I don't know why I think the name Victoria, but it was like a really remote village, and we stayed there for a while. And I remember the only water source that they had, it was all mossed over. It had turned green. There was no drinking water.
Wow.
And so you had to drink sodas. That's the only thing you could drink. I mean, this is so long ago. I mean, what was I, 7 there or something?
Wow. And you wrote this as your master's thesis?
Yes, it's about third culture children, which I am a third culture child.
Gosh.
So if your parents take you to another country during your, what do they call it? Formative years, then you are a third culture child because you don't fit in this culture, you don't fit in this other culture.
How did you write this?
You kind of make your own culture.
You have 40 pages here.
I mean, it's a master's thesis, and I did this when Austin was 2.
You did that with kids?
Yeah, when Austin was 2. I went to Stillwater because we lived in Enid. I went to Stillwater for classes at OSU.
You drove an hour and a half to your classes?
Mm-hmm. And then I would lock myself
gosh.
in your dad's office and write. No, I wrote this in 2005.
It's insane.
That was my creative component,
Wow.
which is really, it's a master's
And
thesis.
now she's writing a book for her doctorate. So this 40 pages don't look like nothing now, but this is still insane.
I mean, that was a big deal.
This is a huge deal. Look at this.
So there needs to be a lot more written on third culture children because no one knows what that is these
Your
days.
bibliography is great.
I mean, yeah.
Wow. Look at all these sources. Oh my gosh.
Well, I have way more than that now.
And you didn't do double-sided. You did like...
No, you can't do
double-sided. That's great. This looks extremely professional. Times New Roman, double-spaced. Wow. That's great.
So, if CEOs of companies could figure out that third culture children, that's who they need to hire.
Wow.
There needs to be a lot more out there on third culture children, and there just isn't. Even when I wrote this, there was very few books to find about it. But it's missionary kids or diplomats' kids and things like that are
Right.
people like
Wow.
that are third culture children. So I look very American, and people think I'm just American, but like I didn't grow up here.
Not at all.
I didn't go to school here since the 3rd grade.
There's a lot of prevalent influence of your growing up in a different country. You know, you're very thankful for everything you have, and you are the one who made it happen. You know, so we're very proud of you. You should be proud of yourself as well.
Thanks. And I know other missionary kids. It's a real special thing when you meet another missionary kid.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that helped me do my devotions on YouVersion, he's a missionary kid. His parents were in Germany. And so, yeah.
Well, I bet, whenever you're down there and you're learning at a very young age what it means to believe in something, have faith in something that you can't see, hear, touch, smell, taste, or prove in any logical way. What does belief mean to you? How are you able to apply that?
You're trying to get to my favorite word.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. We brought this in because this is my favorite word.
Believe.
So back in the day they called it living by faith, which people would be like, what? How? Because my parents literally gave their house away.
Didn't sell it?
They sold it to another. They basically gave it away.
Wow.
And then there was this thing back then. Well, there still is. Was called living by faith. So basically, you don't know where your next meal is coming from. Like you would not do that today. Like
sounds
what?
great.
Yeah, I know it sounds wonderful. But my parents, and this is one of the reasons I'm really into theology, is because they latched onto a couple of like wrong theologies. I would say.
Yeah. I think
so the word believe, it's basically it's I guess it's having faith, but when you believe, you kind of tap into your faith, you activate your faith, and then you believe, because God's word tells us that we all have a measure of faith, especially if we're saved and we're his child. He gives us a measure of faith. So, and I've even had this conversation with your dad, not to
go ahead,
say something wrong, but when we had gotten married, our beliefs were very much the same, and then over the years his beliefs changed a lot, and I didn't realize his beliefs were really changing. His theology completely changed to where I'm like, you're not Pentecostal anymore.
And then it changed again after that, and
he became like a partial preterist, if you know what that is.
No idea.
So it's someone that believes that the millennial reign already happened, or no, that we're in the millennial reign, but that the Antichrist already came, and Nero was the Antichrist.
Oh, the Roman king Nero?
Yes. I mean, if you read about Nero, it was horrific things that he did to Christians. Christians have been persecuted throughout history, and they're being persecuted now, but it's just not being reported on much.
Yeah, I had to read about Nero in one of my classes when I was in like 8th grade. We're learning about the history of drama, tragedy, and people would write stuff about him because he would do the craziest stuff.
Yeah, it was horrible. It really was horrible.
Craziest things.
And so someone like me who's not a partial preterist would say, yes, he was an Antichrist, absolutely. But there are types and shadows of the Antichrist all through the Bible. Hitler was one. So if Nero was the Antichrist, then why was there a Hitler? So Hitler was a type and shadow of the coming Antichrist also. So there was like lots of Antichrists. And so I remember your dad and I having this conversation. I'm like, how can we be in the millennial reign? The millennial reign is when everything is great and when Jesus is here, like it has come back already and all that. And I remember saying to him a couple times, you don't believe.
Well, then what does it mean to actually believe in something?
You put your faith and your trust in that. So it's kind of like when I think of the word believe, it means a lot to me because I believe in everything that God offers us in the Bible. So there's a lot of Christians today that believe that things that happen in the Old Testament, only some of them are available to us today. A lot of them are not available to us today. And that is not true. They will say that, miracles only happen in the Bible. Speaking in tongues is not for today. Healing is not for today. And I beg to differ because it totally is. Everything that God says in the Bible and that happens is available to us today. To me, that's belief. I believe in every single thing that God offers us. He performed a miracle for me 2 weeks ago where I could have lost my job. That was literally a miracle. So I fully believe in everything that God offers. That's why I love that word. But I know that God gives different anointings to different people. So like I may not have the anointing or the mantle of anointing for healing or something like that, but it does happen. I'm not saying that I can perform all of those, but like, miracles. Did God not part the Red Sea? Did God not send manna from heaven? Did God not do all of these things? And he can do those things today.
Well, we have one more thing to talk about. The
Really?
number one thing on your list that we have to talk about today is something that you're actually wearing. Would you like to explain to us what that necklace represents?
It's called tanaor or something like that.
Tanaor.
Yeah, I'm wearing it.
Mm-hmm.
So
does it have the entire?
Yes. So I asked for this for Christmas. So my comment was going to be, did you think a devout Christian chaplain was not going to say the Bible was her favorite thing, number one favorite thing, right?
Oh shoot! I skipped something.
I was gonna say I didn't
skipped
think
one
we were
thing.
there. Okay, what did you skip?
Okay, so let's cut that out there. Okay. So next on the list is actually being on the prayer team.
Oh.
That's our next.
Oh, okay.
That's our next, because we were talking about how you were, a missionary, and then talking about what belief means to you. Well, applying both of those things together is being on a prayer team. So, so tell me a little bit about that. Why is that so far up your list?
I know, right? I absolutely love being on the prayer team because prayer is such an important thing. People overlook it. So there is something called a prayer warrior, or what's the other thing? An intercessor. My mom always used to say, I'm an intercessor. And that's someone that prays constantly, that prays for things like in the world. We're supposed to be praying for our government. We're supposed to be praying for the country, the world, the sinners. You know, I like to pray about child trafficking, all those things, because God has angels, hosts of angels that he can send to do things. And we need to be praying, because prayer is how we involve God in our lives. So if we just sit back and we're like, well, God knows, because there's a scripture that says God knows, you know, what we need before we even need it, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he knows, but he wants us to involve him in it. And that's what prayer is. I remember when my dad was really sick and he was really sad because his ministry felt like his ministry was over. He couldn't do it the way he'd always done it before. My advice to him was, Dad, you can pray, because most people don't take time to pray. They don't, you know, don't have the time or don't take the time. And if we had more people praying, there would be more done by the church. Where was I going with this? What was the question?
Well, the prayer team.
Oh, so the prayer team, yes. So it's a bunch of people at church, and we meet once a month at the church, and we have a prayer meeting. Something that comes to mind is the prayer meetings we used to have when I was growing up in our church. We used to have these all-nighter prayer meetings. Like, talk about tired and yawning. You're supposed to be up all night praying. Try to do that. It's called a vigilia.
Wow.
A prayer vigil. We used to have those, yeah.
Sounds about right.
So, but we just don't have enough prayer. So now we can be on the prayer team. I was invited to be on it, and my friend Sarah, she leads the prayer team. So we meet and we all talk about, we pray for the leadership of the church. We pray for, you know, a lot of things. And then all of our own prayer requests and stuff like that. But my favorite thing about it is that they have the prayer team comes up after church. When church is over, the service is over, the prayer team comes up to the front. So anybody that needs prayer can come up for prayer.
I've seen you do that. And how is that? You know, whenever people come up to you with your problems, is that scary? You know?
Not really, because I'm a chaplain and that's what I do every day.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I get to be a chaplain, but at church, at my church. And, you know, people think it's easy, but someone can have some weird, far out.
I would assume it's really, really difficult, because somebody's coming to you with a serious problem that they need help with. And you have to be on the spot coming up with advice, you know, to help them. I've
had people say, I'm getting married next month and I want to get my life on track so that when I get married, we're, you know, doing God's will and da-da-da. And I've had someone say they wanted to be delivered out of pornography. I've had someone say, you know, all kinds of different things. And it's just like, what I do is I just rely on God to give me the words because I believe that whoever God sends to me that day for prayer is someone sent specifically to me for a reason. And that God will give me the anointing right then to say what it is they need and give them the prayer that they need.
And that's what you find meaning in.
And that's what I love, because that's kind of like being a chaplain, like going to see patients. Not all the patients are going to give you their prayer request, because obviously they're in a hospital bed, you know, but these people are coming with different things than I see at the hospital. They're like asking me for something way different. So it's just a little bit different than what I do normally.
Well, you were talking about how you're kind of expecting God to give you the words, you know. Well, what better way to get to number one? What chaplain wouldn't have the word at number one, you know? So let's talk about that, you know. On your neck, you have a necklace here called the tanaor, or I hope I'm pronouncing that right, which it has a microscopic inscription of the entire Bible, just in this tiny little gem right here, in this diamond-shaped gem. So tell me about that. Why is that so special to you?
Well, I asked for this for Christmas, not last Christmas, but the one before, because I kept seeing this pop up. So this is, so every piece of jewelry is called the nano, I can't even see
you got
this.
it,
Nano Spirit. But every piece of jewelry contains the entire Bible engraved on a single nano chip. So right here in the middle of that dark area there is a nano chip, using advanced nanotechnology so you can carry God's word with you wherever you go. Now, I'm not sure what translation it is, but so a lot of times, like, there's a lot of persecution for Christians.
Yeah.
And so you could wear a cross and that could turn somebody off because, oh, she's wearing a cross, you know, and she's one of those Christians, or even a heart sometimes or something. Or I like to wear the Star of David a lot. That's very controversial because then that's Jewish and there's a lot of anti-Semitism. So a lot of times I won't wear that, especially at work, because I'm supposed to be like a neutral
non-denominational
person.
Yeah.
So, and I come up wearing like the Star of David, like, or even a cross. So this I can wear. It has all the scriptures on it, the whole entire Bible on it, and nobody knows.
Wow.
So I'm carrying the scriptures with me close to my heart and my soul.
What better thing could a chaplain have than a little gem with the entire Bible on it? Right?
I know.
How cool is that? It's
kind of like the mezuzah we have out by our door, which you're drawing a blank, you don't even know what I'm talking about.
I think I've heard of it, yeah.
That was going to be, here's another two.
It's rung a bell, you know.
Something in my throat.
So we've gone over all 10.
I was going to tell you what the mezuzah was.
Oh, well, go ahead then.
It's a Jewish thing that you put.
What?
That you put it on the wall outside your house, and it has a little scroll in it with scriptures on it. And a lot of the Jews do that in Israel. So when you walk through the door of your home, you're walking through scripture.
Oh, I see.
How cool is that?
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
And I had a locksmith come who was actually Jewish. And he's like, why would you have a mezuzah? He was like all like freaked out. Like, what is this? Why would you have this? You know, this whole thing. And so we started this whole conversation, and he, you know, I told him I had been to Israel and all this. I'm not Jewish per se. I mean, I am. It's like, how do you say that? I'm not ethnically Jewish. Actually, I do have a percentage. When I did my DNA, there is like a 1% something. But Judaism is very close to our hearts as Christians because that's where Christ lived. That's where Christ lived and died. That's where he did his ministry. So I've often thought about incorporating that into my life a lot more and like going kosher, but I can't give up bacon.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I could go kosher, but I have a mezuzah.
Pretty cool.
And I have the Tanaor Bible on my. I was gonna say, how could a chaplain, devout Christian, not have the Bible as their number one favorite thing?
Exactly.
Well, here it is.
There you go. So the top 10 to recap is number 10 is the crochet. Then we have cheesy Hallmark movies. We did a little bonus with Frasier because I thought we could do that. We have Cat Purring on Me at number 8. We have The Glass Nativity and Glass as a whole with Fenton and stuff like that. Then we have favorite book. Don't know where we put it, but The Scarlet Letter. Phenomenal book. 100% recommend. We have being on the prayer team, which we covered. We covered some backstory on, you know, your missionary background and all of that, which is how we got to believing. Favorite word, believe, which we have right here. Believe. Then we got to your favorite movie, and this is number 3 on the list. I'm very glad it's so high up because it is a beautiful movie. Highly recommend it.
Yeah, you guys watched it with me?
We did watch it.
On my birthday.
We watched it on your birthday. It was
loved it.
I loved it. It was a great movie. It was really well done. Then we have the Church of the Holy
Sepulchre.
And then
Arenal
the
volcano.
Arenal walking, yeah. And finally, we have the tanaor, or the Bible, that you carry with you all the time. So
yes,
I think we did a... What?
I think we did a good job. I was going to say, if this were a list of my 10 favorite people, you and Austin would be number 1.
Oh, thank you.
My boys would be number 1. Oh my gosh.
I love you so much.
You would be number 1 because I love hanging out with you guys.
I love hanging out with you. It's fun.
Doing things, and I appreciate your support during this difficult time I'm going through right now.
It's a difficult time for everybody. We need each other.
And I'm just happy I have you guys and my brother here, because it just, all the lighthearted joking and stuff like that helps me through the day a lot of times.
I'm yawning so much.
So go ahead, you were going to say.
I apologize. I think we did a really good job. We've been recording for just under an hour, so we really hope that you enjoyed this little top 10 list. And we'll probably do something like this in the future, talking about stuff, because this is really fun. So I would say, if anybody, if you see this, like, comment your favorite book, favorite movie, and your top one thing. If you could, just comment down below. Let's see what everybody's favorite stuff is. I think that'd be very nice. So
that'd be cool.
Again, Chaplain Chat with April, and I'm her son Wesley. And this is our video. I think we did a really good job.
Austin was going to come in and talk about the
cat purring.
He's Mr. Science guy.
Which we could probably get.
And he had a scientific reason for the purring and all this.
He does have a science. Like we could get him in here and cut it in. And record it. We could record it. You want to go see
if you can get him for 2 minutes?
I think he's doing
He's
something.
hard to catch.
I hear him in there doing something.
He's always busy doing something.
He's busy. But I think we did a really good job, and so
all right.
Have a wonderful day, everybody. We love you. We appreciate you, and
thank you for interviewing me.
Yes,
today.
Of course. You're welcome for the interview. Boom.
Boom. We got this.
Perfect.
That's why I said stop. We got this.
We got it.
Oh, I forgot to turn it up.
Oh, you need me to turn it up?
Okay, here's a bonus. I forgot to tell my son this story when we were talking about the volcanoes. I've been to Volcano Poas many times, where you can actually go up to the crater. And I've gone there several times, and it's just gorgeous. It's like rainforest up there, and you could get real close to what seems like close to, you can look down into the crater and see the lava and everything. And it depends on the day that you go, because there could be clouds obscuring it. So I've been to that one many times, and I've been to, let's see, there's another volcano I've been to, but Arenal, which is pronounced Arenal, it is huge. And I don't know if you can actually go up there, but the last time I was around that area was when I went in 2014. I had already gotten divorced, and I was dating my husband now. I had gone by myself to Costa Rica, and my friend Leo, he has a friend group that they always go on trips together. They've been to like Monterrey, Mexico. They've been to Peru. I think they're going to Chile next year. He's been to Spain. And I kept telling him, you've got to invite me on some of these friend group trips, because I want to go. Well, when I went in 2014, they were taking a camping trip, and it was near the Arenal volcano, but it was at, I think it was a national park. I can't remember the name of it. I'd have to find the photos. But so we went camping, and I am not a camper, but they had like several tents, and Leo's sister and her husband went, and several of his friends went, and this friend group that he has, and I've met them all, and we went there. We stopped at this waterfall on the way, and we all swam in there, and then the volcano, or maybe it was on the way back, but it was near the Nicaraguan border. I remember we stopped, and there was this beautiful rainbow on the way there, and we all stopped our cars, and we took photos of the rainbow. And then when we got to the place to camp, there was a lot of monkeys up in the trees and stuff, and they were actually heckling us. The monkeys were like throw stuff at us at the campsite, and they would be howling and stuff. And there was a snake by the bathroom. One of the girls was screaming. I mean, that was like really fun. There was so much going on. And we did like camping or cooking over the fire there. And I remember somebody called me or texted me and they're like, "Where are you?" And I said, "I'm not sure where I am. I just know that I can see the Arenal volcano and we're near the Nicaraguan border. I'm not really sure. And there's monkeys throwing stuff at us." It was really funny. I thought my son would really get a kick out of that story. So I was realizing today that he doesn't know a lot of these things about my life. So I think that was a really good video to do because just different things that my kids might not know, and explaining, my life to them and everything. And I was also going to say I wore green because green is my favorite color. So, there's a lot more favorites. That was just 10 of my favorites. One of my favorite things is worship music. That is my absolute favorite. So I think on this video, because I haven't done that in a long time, I will link some of my favorite worship songs today because I haven't done that. And there's 3 that are like a year old now that I have never linked on the video. So I'm going to do that for you today. And then I guess I'll have to explain those, or maybe I just won't explain them. I'll just link them for you. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you'd like to see more personal things like this, fun things, let us know and we can do more. Thanks. Talk to you later.